Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zakabane101, and welcome to Grey Goo, a real-time strategy by Petroglyph Studios. They are containing of a bunch of ex-Westwood Studio members, as well as other members, of course, including Frank Klepacki, who all worked on this game, and then later 8-bit Armies, and with the most recent release from their studio and EA, Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. If you'd like to see my opinion on Command & Conquer, then go check out the card. It's on the top right of the screen, or go into the description down below, as that will give my full opinion on that title. And I wanted to look at some of their older games as well, because I was a little disappointed with some of their multiplayer aspects, especially their command bar and hotkeys. So, in comes Grey Goo. I was given a code for this game about 5 years ago. For whatever reason, I didn't check it out. I think my computer was having issues running it, but now it seems to be running just fine. It's locked to 120 FPS on a 240 hertz monitor. Not sure why that is, but it is the way it is. There's a single-player campaign that does feature a lot of really cool cutscenes. I wonder if I can show off one of them right now real quick. Really nice, highly detailed cutscenes. Would say pretty close to be on par with the Halo Wars series, with really incredible facial capture.
These are the silent ones. There's nothing I've seen today that matches what you've told me about them.
Yeah, their weapons might have changed, but the result is the same. Our people are dying. I've ordered all settlements to evacuate to the Suma.
So yet again, we flee.
The Suma will not leave this planet until we secure more catalyst.
Really decent looking cutscenes, man. I'm actually really impressed by them. There's a war map here, and you kind of select where you want to go, not unlike Command & Conquer, where you would choose exactly which mission you want to pick, which is really cool stuff. I do get a lot of Supreme Commander vibes in the control scheme, so let's just go into a single-player skirmish and allow me to show off the game. Unfortunately, the multiplayer community is practically non-existent for the title at this point. Again, it's been 5 years, and they're all off playing Command & Conquer, which is definitely, I think, the most successful Petroglyph game to date at this point, which is really cool. But then again, it was also a Westwood game at the same time. But then again, Petroglyph is technically the new Westwood, so let's be real. Anyway, let's jump into Coastlands. We'll do a free-for-all match, 1v1 in this case. There's a maximum of 4 players. I do not know if you do custom maps, if you can go beyond that. There is Steam Workshop support, which is very cool. Always appreciate that in any game, even if it is a little buggy in some others. We have standard game modes, Annihilation, which is destroy every last unit and structure. I generally hate Annihilation, just because it, especially against players that love to like float a building into the corner of the map. This happens in StarCraft all the time. But then in this case, it also adds units to the mix, so you can just have a stealth unit in the middle of nowhere. And then there's Destroy HQ. Let's play Destroy HQ, just to make our lives a little bit easier, so when we're fighting the AI, we don't have to clean everything up and kill all their harvesters and whatnot. Let's go ahead and create a match here in Skirmish. I was playing a few matches with my buddy Cyrus earlier, and there was no lag whatsoever. It felt really good. When there was tons of enemies on screen, especially when we were playing the humans, where they have tons of conduits and a bunch of defensive structures, it could get pretty framey. It would drop down from 120 FPS down to even 30 for me. I don't know if that is because I was playing online and the servers weren't holding up, or if it was literally just the 1080 Ti and the CPU and everything on the computer just kind of crumbling as the game was going on. A lot of RTS, though, especially if you were to go back and play like Dawn of War or something like that, they kind of don't run amazing when there's too many things on screen. Probably the reason for the limit of 4 players, as we were doing 2v2 against AI, huge battles going on screen at any given time. Regardless, though, let's go as the Goo, because I really like the Goo. And keep in mind, this is a very different race from all the other ones, but I just want to show it because it feels unique compared to all other RTS games that I've played, and I found it very enjoyable going into it. And we'll go against the normal AI. By the way, I love that they are very honest about how they are artificially enhancing the AI. For example, on easy mode, they decrease the production speed, but they still act as if they're hard mode. Actually, I think all the AI is exactly the same in the way that it acts. But as you increase the difficulty from hard mode, which is the standard AI with no negatives, detractors, then they start giving them vision of the whole map, and then more health on their units, and they don't have to pay as much to produce their units. and it even can produce their units even faster. So if you could beat the insane AI on this game, you're probably a literal god. But we're going to play on normal because I am not even close to that. I am still very much a noob. Let's jump into it 5 minutes in, but I had to explain all that stuff for you guys just because it seems like a really cool game. And I do kind of feel bad that I haven't looked at the game in 5 years since getting the code. But again, my older computer just couldn't really run it too well, which is a bit unfortunate. So it'll load on in, and once all players in the game have hit ready, then the game will actually start. So if you, for some reason, Alt-Tab and something stupid happens, right, and you can't play the game, your actual Windows sound will go off and give you a little bring and say, like, hey, by the way, you're in a video game. And then you can come back, hit the ready button, and you're good to go. I think there is probably a timer on it, though, to make sure that in multiplayer, something like that doesn't happen. But at least in custom games, that is the case. Anyway, this is our Mother Goo. It's currently at 200 of 1200 HP. And as this health bar fills up, as we are absorbing this resource node here, you see the green bar. That's how healthy the resource node is. Once we get to a certain point, that this harvester or this area, this node, will be completely depleted, and I don't think there is a way for these nodes to actually respawn or come back later on. I think you just get a reduced rate as for how much you get, or none at all. I don't know if it's like Vespine gas at all or not. But essentially, we want to expand. We can have up to 12 Mother Goos, and we can split the Mother Goos off into machinery. As you can see here, the betas, as they're called, those are those weird Australians that we saw earlier. They are people that have hubs. So their headquarters is this one big hub that can have 4 units on it. But later they can get stuff like, I think, upwards of six hub items attached on them. They build little things like factories, refineries, things like that on them, and then they produce little harvesters and all that as they go out. Please don't kill me, Mr. Nice Commando Man. I'm just a cute little robot just trying to live his dream of scouting the planet and getting all the research in. Thankfully, there are hotkeys for these. Alt-Q. It's actually a very nicely set up game for hotkeys. Please don't kill me, Mr. Nice friend. Alright, thank you. We're going to make ourselves a Grey Goo and head on over here. As you can see, kind of split off there. They're going to move on over. So you do detract from your HP. Now we're back down to 300 HP. So it's really risky as we build these things. And as you expand, because it means the health of your headquarters are going to be gone. And once you lose all your HQs, well, A, the game's over, but B, we're gonna well, you're not gonna be able to make any more dudes, which could be really, really bad for us. Of course, in this game mode, probably not so great for the Grey Goo, considering our HQs are our lifeline. If you're playing as another faction, then probably not as bad to lose your HQ. I mean, it could be pretty detrimental overall, but yeah, probably gotta watch out for it. We're gonna make ourselves some little tiny boys here. Split off from our friend. We need some light units. Heavy units cost 3. It's quite expensive, actually. And you'll notice that these guys get a little bit of their HP back. They start at half health and move on up in the world to something even better and brighter in the future. We can hit V here and set up a rally point, so those goo things will just go to the center of the map and have a little blasty blast. It's really cool. I really like it. I love the design of the units, too, the way that they kind of creep and crawl around. It kind of reminds me of War of the Worlds, if you've ever seen that movie. Very, very cool stuff. Maybe even a little bit of, what was that Keanu Reeves film? Oh, man, I wish I remembered. The Edge of Tomorrow, I think it was called. Damn, I think that's it. It was a terrible movie, but also at the same time, visually, I thought the Edge of Tomorrow dude was pretty neat. All right, let's go for 2 more goops, because we gotta deal with this somehow. All right, we're gonna catch this guy off guard. Let's grab these boys. Come on, get on in there. I think we'll be okay. We probably want to make another couple of Grey Goos here, because it seems like a really nice place for the pickings. Now, we don't heal over time. We're not like the Zerg, where we just heal over time. I think we have to get nearby one of our harvesters, or our Mother Goos, as you should call them, because that's what they are. Brain, but you know, just how it is. Oh, these guys are anti-tank, and we are tanks, essentially. Or, well, I think we're anti-tank, too. Yeah, I think we're like basically the same as that Strider. Again, I'm not nearly as good as any of the other factions as I am in this one. I think we died along the way there. So that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it, bro. Alright, get our Mother Goo out there. Want to double expand. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. As we start pelting away at this vent. Because if we can get all three of these bad boys in the middle, then ooh, we're going to be living the dream. Also want to get this one here too, if we can. You know what? I'm going to pull off here for a second as we do this. And then we want to grab all our dudes. I think we'll just tell our rally point to go right here. Then we have all our squidgy boys come out. I love this tree thing going on here. Essentially, it means that once you're under the trees, they are in fact invisible. And it's awesome. Now, only these options with the white on them are the ones where we can spawn people. Very important thing. Unfortunately, the rally point I don't think exists for these guys, even though you can make a rally point for them. But it's okay. I just kind of rally point the goop, and then once the goop's in position, then I make what I want. Which is important for what I'm about to do here, which is going to be... I don't even think I really need scouts. Do I need scouts? I mean, sight extends into range elevation. Ooh. Okay, maybe I'll make one scout. And the other one can be this. Alright, look at them. They're like eyeballs. They're so creepy. I love it, though. I love it. Actually, the coolest thing ever. Alright, let's do this. I kind of like clicking on this. I think it's a little bit easier to do that, isn't it? Alright, get more. And then now maybe we can focus on expanding after we do an attack here in a moment. Oh god, don't you dare attack me. You dang crazy person over there. I see you. I see those Marines scouting me out. Seeing what the heck's going on, you know? Alright, I think it's a time for an attack and an expand, if you ask me. Again, we are monsters and we're only playing on freaking standard difficulty, but, you know, to at least show off the game somewhat and look like I'm at least a little bit competent in some way or another, then I will at least try and do this correctly. Now, the cool thing is that at some point we'll be able to make this proto-purger. And what this proto-purger is, it takes up the entire Mother Goo, and you can throw other Mother Goos into it to make it faster. It's like a super unit. And all these factions have super units, essentially, kind of like game enders, if you will. It's really cool. Also, they're harvesting from like a mile away. Jesus. Alright, we can already make another Mother Goo, so we'll send this one out here, and now we can make another Mother Goo. Send this one out over here. And then the other two, I'm going to wait until we can make some more tanky boys. So we're not going to make anything just yet, unless we get attacked, and then of course we'll just spam out some other things. But once we got 3 bars there, we can make tanks, which would be great. And I just want to take out their refineries here, in all honesty. There we go. That way they're not going to be operational anymore. We're about to get ourselves some tanks. It's awesome. And that, as you can see, taking out the refinery also takes out the node that they had. Essentially trying to cripple them. Alright, great. So you guys need to also have a rally point over here, please, and thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're kicking their ass also. Again, if I was playing as beta, it would be a completely opposite thing. Like, I'd be getting my ass kicked. I have no idea like how to properly play as the beta. Now, I will point out that if we destroy their hub here, it doesn't actually destroy their factory. I do think, though, that there is like unit blocking, essentially, but I think they're selling their factories. That's what's actually happening there. Oh my god. It's just like the Command & Conquer Remastered. There's a weird bug in that game where the enemy is like, alright, you win this time, punk. We make some big tanky boys here. They're like, you win this time, you jerk. Essentially. And then they just sell everything in an attempt to kill you by spotting in units. These guys just look like a bunch of walking buttholes, which is my favorite. Actually, if you really think about it, this entire army is just a bunch of walking buttholes and then a couple of eyeballs here and there. You gotta be able to see where you're pooping, right? And then you take out the headquarters and you're good to go. That's awesome. All right, there you go. That's pretty much a round of this game, essentially. I did kind of kick their booties. You kind of see the potential here, too, of just kind of spawning out all these boys. And they do kind of float over the mountains as well. This is pretty much unique to when they're in Grey Goo form. So ideally, you could even send them like a beeline towards your opponent and then do this. And it's kind of cool how they kind of form up together, even though they're all different units all together. And the large proteins will have a little bit harder of a time doing really anything there. I kind of wasn't expecting to just completely wipe them out, though. But, you know, things happen. Murder happens sometimes. You just got to do it. And there you go. That's a victory. So that's essentially Grey Goo. I think it's a freaking awesome game, dude. I'm gonna try and play a game of betas, but let me just warn you right now. I am a huge pleb, and I want to do well for you guys, but at the same time, I'm probably gonna get my booty kicked. Just a little bit. So fair warning. I'm not going to play against the Goo, though. We're going to play against the humans, I think. So we will play as the beta against the humans. Humans use conduits, so essentially they have little lines of power that all connect back to their headquarters. I don't think they could actually make power nodes, so everything has to be connected directly to their home base, and you make these conduits using line of sight and all that stuff. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, honestly. But they have very powerful defenses. They're probably the most offensive race in the game, at least from what I've noticed, although probably someone that is more experienced will be like, well, actually, they are the most offensive race if you really think about it, X, Y, Z reasons and all that stuff. But, you know, from what I've played of them, in my personnel opinion, that's just what I noticed. Playing against red. We'll do blue versus red. How about that? Doing a standard game, I probably should have done Destroy HQ, but hey, whatever. It's all right. We'll do another battle here, and essentially in the campaign, it's very typical of other RTS. If you played Halo Wars, it reminds me a lot of that. And also, I guess you could say a little bit of newer StarCraft games. Newer meaning StarCraft 2. In terms of, like, you get orders, your objectives change mid-fight, and you have new things to do as you progress through each mission. With voice acting that's relatively good. You know, pretty much indicative of this
beginning construction.
The starting cutscene I showed you guys earlier.
Beginning construction.
Essentially, how this works is we get a refinery. It's the first thing you have to build, and then here's where the Supreme Commander thing comes in, because we have all these, you know, light units, heavy units, air units, and then you go into QWE here. Really easy control scheme. I very much like it. But anyway, I would like to get myself a factory. And of course, the next reactor is like a mile away. I may even want to make another small hub, to be honest. I don't even know why I'm not allowed to make it just yet. I need any factory. Oh, great. Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, these guys, the way that they work, they're not going to be planting their stuff like just on top of these points, right? They have to make either a small hub, which can make more of these, you know, structures nearby, which is awesome.
Factory complete.
But essentially, they also
Unit in production.
need line of sight to be able to do the stuff, whereas the Grey Goo does not need line of sight. They just need to plant their booty right up on the gas pipe and have it spray up in there like a little bidet, and then that's how you get all of your resources. It's actually the best thing ever. Like I said, the Grey Goo are the butthole race. There is also high ground, low gain ground vision as well.
Here to assist.
Cool thing is, though, we can just make another refinery, which I am absolutely going to do, and then do this, and the game will pretty much automatically make as many harvesters as it humanly can right over there. And then I think we're going to make another factory just because I'm scared shitless as to not having enough gear. Looks like we are against humans, as we'd expect. I'm going to say Shroud, but the Shroud are actually also a really weird race, and I think they came out after the release of the game. This is considered the quote-unquote definitive edition of Grey Goo.
Ready. Going now.
Really like the music, man. It's pretty good.
Of course.
And then it just cuts out entirely because it's like, I don't want to be on anymore. It's like, how dare you say nice things about me? I'll show you. All right, we definitely want these stalkers, though. I feel like they're going to help us out a lot as we go into it. As we try and get us a refinery out. A secondary refinery would be fantastic for us. Even a trinary refinery.
Ready for orders.
Would be great. Would be great. But we are just poor boys living in a poor world with limited harvesting going on.
Complete.
There you go. As you can see, here's our little harvester going out. He's so cute. Look at him run away. He's running. and he gets right up in there. He
Factory
despawns to go inside the extractor, does his thing,
Guns
and then
ready.
takes off. He's such a cutie.
Get in. Get out.
Such a cutie
Let's make
patootie.
it quick.
complete. Unit ready.
All right, we want more of these boys, I think.
Unit in production.
There we go. Cool, cool, cool. We can automate this as well, but the reason I'm not is because I don't want to be spending infinite resources on this stuff, especially when I want... Well, actually, we are being attacked, so hold on here. Let's fix this problem. I don't know how many of these harvesters they'll make. Hopefully they make more, though, because this is definitely not enough.
What's next? I just need to talk.
Oh, God, the snipers. I hate the snipers.
Right.
Unit
So they get, like, an impenetrable shield.
production.
So you have to kill the sniper specifically.
Here. On the move.
That's literally the most cancerous thing
Under
ever.
attack.
New direction.
Why'd I pick humans, man? Why'd I pick humans? I hate them. Thanks, I hate them. All right, kill the sniper, boys. There we go. Now we're alive still. All right, Jesus.
Extractor destroyed.
That's what I get, man. All right, infinite production. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, no, you bastards. They did it too, man. They did it.
Construction.
Now these guys are just going to go back and forth. That's so funny. All right, you guys are jerks
This way. For the keep.
for attacking me like that.
Move out.
I can't believe it. I can't believe you've done this. All right, now we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a little
Extractor complete.
small hub here. I want to try and get it as
Beginning
tightly
construction.
packed in there as I can.
Stalker.
And I think once we get
Let's run
more
them
stalkers, Call of Pripyat's out and ready to go, I think we'll probably
down. All
head on
units,
out. I want to
this way.
expand, and by expand I mean
ready.
get some more refineries
Unit
out and running.
ready.
I don't know what
Unit
the
in
best way to do this is. Of course, if anyone is a Grey Goo master, please let me know. But I'm assuming it's better to build the hubs out here and then have them
Small
collect
hub
rather than
complete.
building them back in your base. But I'm going to do
Beginning
exactly that and test it out here,
Beginning construction.
just to give it a shot, just to
Stalker
give it a wee
awaiting
shot.
instruct.
And then, while we're at it, try to make
Stalker,
another
ready to run them
hub.
down.
I want to make a bigger hub though.
Unit ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Make a bigger hub up here.
Beginning
Sweet.
construction.
Stalker, you have a target?
Y'all
Stalker,
can sneak up
check,
here. I think. Oh man, should we do the dirty? I mean, how is it going
Extractor
down
complete.
when we're still technically at whatever positive? But
Beginning
whatever. Okay.
construction.
Now we're gonna build up there, and then we'll have more
Tell me
stalkers
which
ready to
way.
go.
Group.
Perfect. Let's go for a
Direction
dirty
orders.
push as we
Let's run
expand
them
out.
down.
Or
All
not.
units,
They're gonna push me. Ah!
Unit
All right,
ready.
back up just a little bit so we can at
Unit
least
in production.
do something here.
I
Okay, there we
just
go.
need a target. Give me the word.
No good engage. Hopefully, don't have a sniper boy coming in. That guy was just the worst.
Trying to hold it together.
Unit ready.
Y'all aren't even doing attacks. All right, there we go.
Stalker, ready.
All right, cool. What I want to do now is start making some tank attachments and things like that. So we're gonna do a little bit of a tank attachment
Beginning
here,
construction.
a little bit of a artillery attachment here, and then we're gonna get some triple factories coming out
Beginning
as soon as we can.
construction.
Okay, now that they did some damage to us, these jerks are gonna get it, bro.
Extractor
And then we're
complete.
gonna build another one of these guys here. Is gonna let it? Is gonna let me? Is gonna let me actually do this?
Unit ready.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Unit in production.
It will let me do this apparently, or not. All right, let's do that.
Beginning.
Then we can build another extractor up here.
Stalker awaiting instruct. Stalker,
all right, cool,
ready
cool, cool.
to run them down. Group.
I'm the worst at like trying to actually push out apparently. There we go. Actually, you know what? Kill us plug here.
Tank attachment complete.
All right, perfect. Now we can start
Artillery
making
attachment
these bad boys. They do cost quite a lot though to make, but I think. Do you think we could actually get a couple out?
Unit
Probably.
in production.
New direction.
Gotta put the
ordered.
pressure on though. Anything that they
Small
have right now,
hub
we don't want them to
complete.
have. All right, I think we can do
Beginning
this.
Construction.
Let's get a small hub. Nice.
Beginning construction.
Let's run them down.
Oh, I see you guys trying to make an extractor over here, you little jerks.
Complete. Unit
They do not deserve it.
Unit in
Yeah, overall, I think I really enjoy this game. Like, I've been thoroughly impressed with it.
For the keep.
It's been an absolute blast. Yeah, stopping these guys from getting their extractors would be very beneficial to us. I'm surprised we're getting them so
New
slow.
direction orders.
Let's try and stop this extractor over here too.
Small hub complete.
Small PP has been made. All right,
Stalker,
sweet.
you have a target?
Excellent. And then these guys are being formed.
Complete.
So we'll just do some automatic creation here. We'll get some artillery units.
Unit
This will probably be
introduction.
way too expensive for us, but
Large
whatever. And
factory
some siege units.
complete. Unit
And then we'll just tell them to go over here, and then we'll make another hub, a super duper hub, and essentially have
Beginning
everything we
construction.
need to make a super duper unit, if possible.
Stalker, check.
Oh, these guys really want this.
Focus fire. Target. I'm hit.
Unit
Deal with
ready.
these bigger units first, and then we'll deal with this down here.
Unit ready.
Group, attack. All units.
I like how they teleport away like they're goddamn Necrons. Goddamn humans, man. They've turned into Necrons. They've turned them into Necrons.
Tell
I
me
can't
where to
believe it.
aim.
I can't
I
believe
just
it.
need a target. Group, move out.
Truly, they are the monsters of the franchise.
Give me the
Humans.
word.
It's just like Warframe, right? Aren't the humans the bad
Unit
guys now?
introduction. Unit ready.
Or I guess they've always been in that game, but you know what I mean.
Unit ready. Unit introduction.
Oh god, don't snipe me. Ah!
Unit under attack.
New direction.
we go.
orders.
Yeah, look at this. So they have all these conduits up and running, so if you can cut the power to their main
All
hub,
units. This way. For the keep.
it could be really beneficial to us.
I'm here. Group, move out.
Large hub complete.
Yes.
So as you can see, though, it'll spawn them all at the same time, but of course we're making a bunch of garbage at the same time, too.
Introduction. Unit ready.
Alright, get in there, boys.
Take it up.
Moving to assist.
Refinery complete.
Y'all know not what you're doing.
Yes. Stalker, ready.
In the life of a stalker.
Stalker,
There we go.
Unit
Got a
ready.
refinery up here.
Unit introduction. Unit ready.
Take 2 seconds for this to reappear, and we're good. Nice, 13. Holy shit.
let's run them down.
That is pretty nice.
All units, this way.
All right, now we're getting our big boys out. Now we can even do some tech upgrades too, and I think we want to do the what was it? Target acquisition. We'll make it so these 4 volleys are now single volleys, which can track.
Unit
Hailstorm gain the ability to move and fire. I forget which one Hailstorm is, so we'll just do long range.
beginning artillery tech upgrade.
All right, get in there. We're almost offline. Well, I'm sorry.
Ready to run them
I
down.
didn't mean it, my friend. All right, push out over here real quick.
Keeping a lookout.
All right, you guys have to go all the way around. Nah, F that. We're not doing that. There are air units in the game as well, by the way, but I'm just I'm too addicted to these small units. All right, should we do the real dirty and actually just like claim these units,
Destroyed.
these
Beginning
nodes
construction.
for ourselves? I think the answer is absolutely.
Siege ready. Unit ready.
Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, never mind. There was a dude in
Unit
range.
ready.
Get him.
Unit introduction.
Yeah, there we go. Very artillery focused, right?
Everyone, move.
Get in here.
Forming up.
Unit ready.
All right. We also forgot about this guy.
Avalanche. Unit ready.
Let's start moving on in.
Production.
Okay, so yeah, the idea here is that we want to get one
Beginning construction.
attachment of each, right?
Beginning construction. Beginning construction.
And then we attach these bad
Beginning
boys,
construction.
and then they'll get the buffs of all 4 of these, and essentially we can start producing
Unit
some
ready.
like big boy units up in here
Unit under
that
attack.
require a ton of attachments. It's gonna be very expensive for us to be doing this, but you know,
Unit
it is what it is.
Target down.
The
Stalker.
units move out. You may notice the units do move extraordinarily slowly.
Beginning
I think that is by design. And it feels like a relatively easy game to get into. I think if you are a fan of real-time strategy games, you should definitely give it a shot.
target level.
Seems like a lot of fun. If you liked Halo Wars, if you like Command and Conquer, seems like a cool game. And it's unfortunate that the community is pretty much
Artillery attachment.
gone at this point.
Unit ready.
Or maybe there's like a huge community that's in a modded community that I don't know about. Whatever it might be.
Unit ready. Unit
I just think it's a bit disappointing to see this game not be as popular as it is today. But guys, I'm Macabine101. Thank you so much for checking us out. The game, I believe, is available for $32.99 Canadian or your regional equivalent. This is Grey Goo. and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy.